The year of the snake in 2025 was a year of release, right? Of shedding the old skin, the old wounds, peeling it off, letting it die, letting some relationships die quietly, letting the energy, giving the energy its space to move. It was the year of the snake was a time to sit in the shadows, to sit in introspection, to sit in the cave. And I know a lot of you who have been doing this, and I did this perfectly. Well, I mean, there was nothing perfect about the year of the snake, because it was all coming up to the surface, and there's still a lot coming up to the surface. But jump to the year of the horse, which is right now, February 17, 2026 is the beginning of this. This is all about movement, momentum, change. It's all we're not hiding anymore. We're not hiding in our cave anymore. The fire horse. I mean, there's 5 elements in each of the animals. The fact that the fire comes with the horse, those are 2 very wild, if you can think about that, right? This is a movement energy. This is we're not sitting anymore energy. And if you think about it, this is not like waiting for permission or waiting for validation anymore or approval. This is just going for it. And if we look at the Western Zodiac, if you look at all the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, these 3 signs, there is no sitting around. Although I'm Leo, Sagittarius, there's no sitting around. And these are impulsive signs, spontaneous. They roar, or they travel, or they move into, they impulsively open businesses, or this is that kind of energy. In this year of the horse, the fixed signs, which is still Leo, by the way, which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and I always forget this. Aquarius. Okay. These 4 signs are gonna be in full resistance mode, because they're fixed is like you're more grounded, right? So change is a little bit more challenging, just a little bit more challenging, a little bit more triggering, let's say, for the fixed signs. Water signs are going to have a ride of their life, let me tell you, right? Like, think about it. Fire, water puts out the fire for sure, but the fire is like going to force a lot of change in water signs. There's going to be a lot of emotional breakthroughs for the water sign. It's it's all done. It's all an evolutionary process in the end, right? So water signs would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So if you're a fixed sign, you're like everything. It's all good though. Don't let's not attach too much to these things. We're just having fun here, right? So before I get into talking more about the fire horse, I want to do the evolution arc so we understand this, right? So if we do like the year of the snake, and then we go into the year of the horse, and we could see how this evolution is going to happen. Right? So the year of the snake, like I said, it's like this release of trauma. A lot of people cut cords. A lot of people had silent realizations. We had like these moments where we were in our cave and we're like, I don't know how many times I did a moment in this past year. Sometimes I shared it with you, and sometimes most of the time I didn't. I just shared it with my phone so Big Brother could hear me. But otherwise, or I wrote it in a journal. It's just like this. The year of the snake felt to me like an emotional detox. right? Because we were more silent, the snake is silently slithers into the tall grass, right? he's not like I'm a lion, hear me roar kind of energy. Like us too, as soon as the energy emerges, we see it, we feel it, and then we shed it, right? We have to move through these energies. It's not like the snake came around and was like, oh, let's just shed. No, we went through it. In the grass and in the water and on the mountains, we went everywhere, right? We really went everywhere with these emotions. And a lot of us have not fully moved through these emotions, and that's okay, right? But the thing is, with the horse, the only thing with the horse is that if some of you avoided the shedding in 2025, the horse will drag you. That is the difference. Like the year of the snake gave you that year to, okay, let's just face these mirrors, just face these things and these energies, right? Sit where you can, go in the nature, go in wherever you want, but this has to come up. The horse the horse we know is a compassionate animal, of course, but the fire horse is all about speed. It's all about movement. So he's not sitting with you like the snake did. He's like, we're going, right? So this I'm going to talk about this a little later, because that could be there. It's here where you're going to see that there's going to be a little bit of resistance, and some of the animals here are going to have a harder time, right, moving through this year. But there's a lot of good too coming, right? So now we jump into the horse, the year of the horse, right? We've all done all what we needed to do with the snake, and now we move into the year of the horse. And this is like where the snake was more private and more secluded, the horse is more public, more recognition, more hello, I'm here kind of energy. So that's going to be to me, it's like a polarity, right there, because everything is in, and this is like, oh. So like a lot of bold decisions are going to be made this year, from you, from people around you, from other external forces, perhaps. You're going to feel a lot more this, and you're going to feel more what is it, like diving into, like taking risks. Like you're going to feel that momentum. You're going to be like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing this kind of thing, energy, right? The horse is going to be like, yeah, let's do this. The horse is not going to let you go into your cocoon anymore. So with this fire horse being movement, right? Every time I think of a horse, I think of chariot energy as well. Like, okay, let's move, let's go. Like, what does moving mean? Moving home, moving to a new country, moving to a new city, changing where you are living right now, like changing things up, travel, relocation, exactly, all of that. Moving because your career, there's a career opportunity in another country. So you're like, okay, this is the year that once you bring it up to the surface, the fire horse energy is going to like push you. It's not going to make you question. So that's a kind of interesting year for a lot of us. And yeah, with that comes this need to, open new businesses, open new communities, open new centers, open this desire to share what you've been through, maybe creating a YouTube channel, like whatever it is, like, and the fire horse is going to, of course, encourage you. But the fire horse also brings impulsive choices, which is kind of a good thing, because I kind of like the idea of stop overthinking, right? Like just put you into spontaneity mode. Like yes. It's like a yes year. Let's do it. Okay. And the consequences we'll deal with after. So that's kind of a beautiful thing. This is not a quiet year. I'm not seeing, I don't see this as This is a very visible year. This is like a look at me year, or look at us year, or let's just, let's make these dreams come true kind of year, which is beautiful, but it could be tiring too. So let's go. I'm going to continue. I've written things down because, I am a tarot reader and not a Chinese astrologer. So the fire horse energy, the gifts of it. I'm going to talk gifts and wild cards. Gifts are, the amazing things the gifts that it's bringing this year, and the wild cards are like the reverse of tarot, let's say, right? So the gifts this year is going to bring magnetism, charisma. You're going to start to feel a little bit more like like outgoing. You're going to feel like maybe, if I just related to myself, last year I was indoors, people. I had no desire to go outside. Even in the summertime, I had no desire to mingle with people. I had no desire. And so perhaps this year is the total polar opposite. It's going to be like party time or whatever it is, right? It's just the energy. Anyways, you don't have to follow and abide by the energy. It's just, you're going to feel it around you in your life. There's obviously with that comes confidence. And there's going to be a lot of creative breakthroughs, a lot of relationship breakthroughs. Like breakthrough feels like every time I see a fire, I just picture the fire horse in my head. I picture a black stallion with fire on his mane, running through the fields or a desert. That's how I can imagine it. So yeah, and there's and I don't see him stopping for the whole year, so he's gonna probably travel the whole world, because I don't see maybe stopping to drink water and boom, out again. That's the year. We're getting ready to lift off, and the thing is that there's no stopping. That's the thing. So it's kind of for someone who leads a very quiet life, who's very reserved, might see this fire horse as danger, like this. Oh my God, no. But it's not gonna, ultimately you're the human, you're the avatar in this movie, and you choose your way, right? So the thing with this fire horse feels like career leaps, if you've been working or school, recognition at school or recognition of the job you've been doing, all the hard work you've been putting in YouTube, it's going to be recognized, things are going to you're going to feel, I was going to say feel at ease, but you're going to be put in the spotlight, perhaps some of you, that's the momentum. That's momentum. If you're artists, maybe you're actors, or you're going to win awards, or musicians, there's this kind of energy showing up here for the fire horse. There's obviously physical vitality, makes a lot of sense here, because the horse is a physical animal. Very muscular, so there's a lot of that energy showing up that, perhaps there's going to be more people running alongside the horse, and the horse will be running with you, whatever that is, what else is there? Less sedentary weight kind of energy, more active, walking, running, whatever, doing things, I can't even think of cycling, active. And with fire always comes sensuality, right? So that is going to be opening up the chemistry, the sensual chemistry coming up, romantic, but more sensuality, which is beautiful, because the snake revived the sensuality, right? It's like the kundalini was awakening that was the purpose of the snake. It was awakening your sensuality, your confidence, your love of body, your love of self. And the horse is okay, now you got that, let's go. Let's go show yourself to the world. And regardless of what you think of yourself or how you perceive yourself or whatever, it's just this your magnetism is on a high. I mean, freaking awesome, amazing. And then freedom. I mean, for me, I just equate horse with freedom. So whatever that means for you, right? For me, freedom to, speak, freedom to be me, freedom to be transparent, freedom to, whatever that is for you, that is what that is. And it's amazing to me. Now the wild card of the horse energy. Of course, there's always like a polarity, right? The wild card is that you might be too overconfident, right? You might, ego comes up a lot with the horse, right? When you are too passionate and too powerful kind of thing, your ego is like, yeah, baby, let's do this. And there could be a lot of ego clashes. And that could be challenging if you think about it in this world setting. So where the fire horse is encouraging us to do, be, like rise up, like, awaken, rise up against or whatever, or for, or whatever it is. There's also that ego, elitist, let's say ego, like coming in and saying, oh, feeling threatened. So that could be an interesting blow up this year. I can't wait to see that. Anyways, with this impulsivity comes like also burnouts. You're burning your bridges too fast. You're hitting a wall. That could happen too, because you're like, move, and then people get addicted to movement, right? But at one point, the universe is like, yo, you gotta, like, that's why we have to find a balance here. And the restlessness, 100,000%. Oh, wow, this is a big one for me. So conflict from brutal honesty. So, because the more your movement, momentum you have, it's harder to stop. So, I'll talk about this in an ego. I'm going to do an ego video soon. You can watch that. So, starting too much, finishing too little. Yeah. So that, again, if you're in a momentum, you're starting this, starting that, doing this, and moving here, going everywhere. And then after, you're not doing anything, right? So this is just something we have to be careful of. Just be, we're all adults here. We have to just be very aware of like the choices we make. Like in the horse reading, I talk about choosing a lane and then staying in that lane and running with that lane. So, which is horse energy, right? It's the same idea. If we choose 10 lanes and we run, we'll never make it, right? We'll just tire ourselves out. And there's emotional volatility, which makes sense in fire, because again, fire, if you think Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they are like, they're the starters and they're like so excited. Like if you think about, so excited to start a project, to share their dreams or go do this, go travel. And then they get tired at one point and they're like, oh, because they put so much energy in that beginning, right? So think about that a little. So, we're not here to, we don't want to, like, how can I say this? We don't want to like exterminate the fire, we don't want to tame it. We need to just learn to ride it. That's the key here. So, like fire, the fire horse is not, it's not seeking validation. You're moving into an energy that is pushing you to your next step, to your next project, to your next relationship, and there's no slowing down. So just learn how to slow down in this as well, because you don't always have to follow his blazing trail all the time. It's for me, I feel like it's what I'm getting out of this: run to what scares you the most, right? Like, let's just go for it. There's no place to hide in the year of the horse. fire horse. It's time to leap. It's time to jump. It's time to go. So I'm going to pull a overall energy just to get, you know, the feeling. I've already talked to you a little bit about it, but let's just pull what tarot has to provide for us here. Wow, that's a nice card to get. The Four of Wands. Aries energy. Hilarious. The Four of Wands is celebration, victory, marriage, you know, enjoying life. The foundation is already set, and now it's time to live a little, right? It's kind of the same idea. It's time to stop trying so hard to establish a career, to get a husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. We're always trying. Like, enough. The Four of Wands, like, okay, if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. Trust that. You've already established, the pillars are already set in place. The Four of Wands, enjoying life. So celebrating the little wins as much as the big wins. That's nice. Me gusta. Like that. And at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords, which is you in that year of the snake saying, oh my God, no, but I have so much to deal with. I don't know, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe I'm not going to listen to the year of the horse. I don't want to do anything else. And this is that. And the Four of Wands, like, absolutely not, dudes. Like, what are you doing? We're here. We're ready. We're ready to fly. We're here. We're galloping. You know, we're not trotting. We're not like standing. We're going. Are you coming? That's the reading. All right. So in the next part is your animal. We'll get it in there. We'll get into that, obviously. And yeah, so I'm enjoying this momentum. This is like amazing. Don't fear the momentum. You know, just run with it. It's a time to jump in the fire and not fear the burning flames. Instead of seeing it, just see it as a new opportunity, right? Like, or see like as, I mean, I've taught you. It's not that I'm teaching you anything, but in past videos we've done like rejection and feeling like being okay with being the villain of a story, and all of that gets you ready for this step. You know, gets you ready for, okay, yeah. You know, so what? You know, the snake got you ready, got you strong enough and got you grounded enough to get ready for this movement. So, are you ready? Check out your animal signs. And also, if you're new here, my name is Sabrina, by the way, and I do tarot readings. You can book sessions with me, and you also can just watch my videos, encourage me, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. I also have Zodiac notebooks on Amazon that are fun and snarky like me. So I love you, and I'll see you in your animals. Bye. If you're a rat in this fire year, opportunities are coming in fast. If you hesitate, you might just miss them. The problem with rats is they overthink and they allow doubt to settle in. So your advice for this fire year is to move before that doubt settles in. Hello, my beautiful warriors of love, and welcome to this rat reading. My name is Sabrina, for everyone that's new here, and the reason I'm laughing is because I just received a message right before recording from someone calling themselves, I'm a big old rat. Yes, you are. But, you know, rat, I know it like seems like such a animal or rodent to be, right? Like rats like run around in the undergrounds of our cities in packs. But rats are strategic thinkers. They are very resourceful, very clever. I mean, they have to be, right? If they're running around in with thousands and millions of them. They need to know how to get food, where to go, where they're not overcrowded. You know, like, to me, you know, it, like, we can just equate this to this whole journey, right? Where sometimes you gotta live in the shadow, in the darkness, to see the light. So don't be hating on no rats, people. Rats, if we equate it to Western zodiac, which is not, it's not a real thing. I looked into it to see like the possibilities of what it could be. Though the rat is Gemini, which makes sense because of their abstract thinking, their clever thinking, and Scorpio, which also makes sense because Scorpions are very resourceful. So you could be a Gemini, Scorpio, and rat, but again, it all depends on your birth month and year. So let's just get into this. Well, we already said that the fire horse specifically moves fast. This is all about movement year, about momentum, change. There is only going forward. There's no going backwards. The rat is someone who calculates every step of his life, his or her life, right? They're very much people who are more analyzed thinkers. They're more like step 1, step 2, step 3. I've got like an understanding, although Gemini is not so one. It's like step 1, 5, and 3, you know. So, you know, the rat is more, knows what his next move is. He knows how to get out of that gutter or that sewer. You know, that energy is like that. Before we go into little like things, I want to show you what you got as an overall energy, which is the King of Swords, which is an Aquarius energy actually, and it's a king that is very strategic. That makes a lot of sense. But more than strategic, he is a rebel. You know, he is someone who communicates very strongly, does not fall backwards. You know, we can call him a rat. Maybe too, you know. If you think about it, rat is all about like community, I guess. And Aquarius is, I mean, air signs are about building communities, right? And Aquarius is about humanity. You said I'm a humanitarian sign, so there's kind of, anyways, interesting. The King is here because obviously there's something this year you are going to be pushing through some heavy resistance or heavy boundaries is coming to my mind. You know, some limitations that were put on you maybe in the year of the snake, and you are in the fire horse is here to like, let's get going, let's get you out of these situations where maybe once you held back, or I almost get, even though it's Gemini, Scorpio, I just feel like there's a little bit of a traditional thinker with you because of your calculated way of looking at things. So the you know, the King of Swords is like, let's get you out of this kind of energy. These are like rat, and this is very analytical, whereas the fire horse is more instinctual and impulsive. So this could be very triggering for you this year because the fire horse is trying to get you out of this bubble, get you out of your comfort zone. That's interesting. The the King of Swords is actually on board with a fire horse. So there's part of you that are like a little bit stuck in the because strategic thinking is beautiful, but if you're always strategizing, you're not really going with the flow, right? So let's look at love. What is in store for love for you? Romantic, it could also be family and friends, but you know the drill, peoples. Okay, we're going to pick a card. And as I pick it, I'll talk to you a little bit what's going on with love. Like, it's like a flirty year for you. There's going to be a lot of quick sparks, you know, like because it's the fast energy, there's going to be a lot of, you know, like these quick feelings coming in that you want to do things. And this one, it feels right, but they're both the same. Anyways, it's funny. Okay. Like if you're in a partnership, you're going to feel the fire horse is going to make you feel like you need to get shit done in this partnership. Like everything's going to come up quickly for you. You're going to communicate quickly. That's the King of Swords energy, right? King of Swords is like, yep, okay, let's get this done. So everything that you may have been harboring or cocooning with in the year of the snake is going to come up to play here. And so get ready for opening the lines of communication, which you can do very well, by the way. But you're going to have to find a balance with your partner, of course, right? Because not everybody wants to hear all of what you have to say. So you always have to think about the other person too. So if you're single, you'll attract, the rat will attract clever people like yourself, people that are ambitious, people that are interested in the next step, in the next step, like the moving forward kind of energy. It's going to work in your favor. It's really beautiful. By the way, I pulled your card, and it's the Queen of Swords, which is the partner of the King of Swords, which is kind of interesting. The Queen of Swords is a little bit more upfront. That's a good way to describe her. She's more forthright in her communication. She's not dramatic at all. She's not, she doesn't flower up her words. She just says it as it is. So that's coming up for you. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like if you're single, you'll be attracting that kind of person as well, because you are that. You're going to be a bit more honest, and maybe that will be attracted back to you. And maybe this is a nice message for those of you in partnerships to be more transparent. The shadow part of this, like the wild card part of this, is that you'll find yourself talking about your feelings more than actually, instead of feeling them. So this is very interesting, because this is very Gemini aspect, because the feelings are there, but then like you can bring up the feelings. Say, I see it. I see the vulnerability in me. I see the compassion. I see the weakness. I see the failure. I see it. And that's it, right? You just see it. And the whole point of talking about it is actually helps to release it, because it also brings in maybe someone else's comfort or compassion, or brings in someone else's point of view that can help you move through this. But keeping it all to yourself, or just abstractly saying, oh, I've already brought it up, and say, is not the same, right? So there is this element of communication here showing up. If you have the King and the Queen of Swords showing up for you guys, that you're as strategic as you are, you're just not as expressive. And that's where, like, you probably have a hard time trusting people, from what I understand with the rat. And so you're not so willing to share your feelings, but the message is like the fire horse is almost going to like encourage you to share in a wild way. Exactly. It's like almost saying, like, at this point, we know you're intelligent, we know that you like can play chess better than us rats, but vulnerability is your power here. It's not your weakness. Like, share your feelings, talk about them a little bit more, instead of just holding back and pretending to be someone else, right? Living in the ego stage, in the ego facade. That's what I'm getting at here. So, wow, interesting. The Queen of Swords is that. She's like, as forthright as she is, she's also is a human. She has a heart, right? She loves as well, but she's so stoic. she pretends that she is like, nothing phases her, everything is great, but inside she's dying because she's not able to express it to anyone because she doesn't trust anybody. That's so freaking awesome. This is very good advice for you. All right, so let's move on to career, finances, and I also have school for you, for those of you who are in school. Everybody has to deal with career and finances, right? So let's see what's going on. Let's get a card for you first. Judgment. Interesting. Okay, so with all this that we've seen already, we can see that communication is at the top of your list in this fire horse year. So networking is gold for you. If you are planning to up your career or change your career, I mean, this is the year to do it. Change is very much highlighted with the fire horse. If you want to change your studies, if you want to change your major, you want to go into something else. Like, there's a lot of this fear that goes around. And I know this with students, that I've done my whole bachelor's, I've done my whole master's, and now I hate it. And I did a thesis and everything too, but they're like, and I want to change, but then my parents will be disappointed and people will be looking at me weird. And then it's like, just do it, right? Just do what you want to do. This is not about, you're living your life. Let them judge you. That's why that came out, the judgment card. It's the like, when I say networking, so your career growth, it comes through connections. Like, this is another thing that I hear a lot about, and I talk to a lot of people, and it's like, I don't want to get my job through my father, or I don't want to get my job through my family. I want to earn it. And I look at them, I'm like, dude, man. I say, why do you think everybody is here in your life? You chose them to be here. It's a soul contract. You chose everyone to be here at this moment in time, because you knew at one point that they were going to connect you to this person, and this was going to be a job for you. So take the freaking connection. Take the money that's coming to you. Take whatever is being offered to you. Don't this is a very human way of looking at life. Like saying, oh, I've done this before. I was very human in that sense, where I was like, I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do everything on my own. Dumb. Like, no, man, take it. Like, it's just like, it's there for a reason. It's not pride. That's just your ego coming in, saying that you should be doing everything on your own. So that's what's coming up for you, rat. So I kind of find it interesting. And also money the same way, like I just said. And also, if someone wants to partner with you in a business or wants to, collaborate with you, yes is the answer. If someone wants to fund you, help you get your education, or help you with a job opportunity, or expand your business, the answer is yes. Stop calculating, Stop being in this fear mode. Stop judging yourself. I think here is like self-criticism in a big way showing up for you. Or judging other people, right? Like, that's what happens when you judge other people. It just comes, but the mirror always reflects back at you in one way or the other. This is an aha moment showing up for you. I really like this. It's like, because you're so calculated, it's like asking you to say yes faster. Just say yes. Okay, your card is the yes card. I should get through the yes card and put it on here to remind you through the whole thing. Anyways, this is stop judging yourself. That's a big one for all of humanity. Okay, where's the love? Okay, the next is your health. So we talk Gemini, and we're talking communication. We're talking mental health here, right? And if you're always in your mind, if you're always calculating your risks, if you're always like trying to figure out the next step, if you're always like, at step 4, even though there's only 3 steps, this is like mental chatter that doesn't need to be there. It's way too long. So health is, taking care of, and it's very interesting because mental overstimulation means that, like, I would say, and I know it's very hard for you to hear this, but get off of social media, right? Stop watching news or stop watching so much of that, because it can bog you down. It can make you, like, if you're an overthinker already, like imagine like when you have like 12 hours, even 2 hours, no, 2 hours, like 7 hours or whatever, how many hours a day you see social media, it could just like bog you down. What else? Watch anxiety loops and sleep. Yeah, that's the thing. Anxiety will always show up for you if you're constantly in this like, what is my next 10th step, right, kind of thing. You're always like looking ahead in your chess moves. You're already trying to figure out where the queen is going to go, even though you're still at the whatever, the pawns, kind of thing. Like it's almost it's like impressive in a matrix earthly way, but at a soul level, it's just like your higher self is like, no man, just freaking take a chill pill right now. It's just like relaxed. Everything's already taken care of, and take what's coming towards you. Take and say yes and move on. That's the kind of energy that's showing up for you, rat. It's very interesting. And health is like, what can you do to understimulate your mind? Maybe push aside that and stimulate it with Sudoku or on paper. Something not on this blue screen here. Like, what is it? Walk in nature, sleep, whatever it is, because I feel like it's kind of taking over. And this is where, when overthinking comes in, that's where doubt lives, that's where fear lives, that's where worry lives. It all lives there, ready to like attach to you. So take care of yourself, like get more, I would, for you, a lot of people I'm giving different, it's interesting because Dragon, I told him to go boxing. I'm like, for you, you're not going boxing. For you, you need to like ground yourself in a physical. So what's grounding to you? Like meditation if you want, or like just feet to the ground, walking, sitting by the water, going to a spa and just letting the water sounds, that kind of energy get you, because obviously you need some sort of stimulation to keep going. So like change the stimulation to water, to fire crackling, to natural sounds. That's what I'm saying for you. Interesting. Okay, stop judging yourself. So, did I do a health? I didn't do health. I didn't do a card for health. I'm not getting for you to get a health card. Okay. So the next, I'm inserting this because I forgot to mention this. So here goes. If I cut off something, I apologize, but I wanted to give this to you. So I forgot to bring up the fire, the elements that are in the Chinese zodiac, and it's like fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. So if you're a rat, you are like, I'm an earth rat. It makes a little difference of what's coming up for you. So if you're a fire rat this year, you have a sharp tongue and there's bold moves ahead. Makes a lot of sense, right? But beware of that little sharp tongue of yours, right? Because fire horse, fire rat, it's like they just want to speak up and they just want to shout out everything to everybody. Not everybody needs to hear what you have to say. Some people do. Go for it. Like I'm a proponent of that. But, the fire element tends to forget about the person in front of them. It just needs to shout, right? So, but it'll help you make some bold moves this year. So go with that. The earth rat is cautious strategy. Okay, so if you're an earth rat, you'll find yourself being a little bit more cautious. Earth is so grounded, right? It's so practical that it's a little bit more challenging to step outside of, I mean, the earth rat is complementary, I guess. It makes sense that the rats will stay on the ground kind of thing. But I don't know. In this fire horse, there will be a tendency for you to be more cautious, but maybe be aware of that. Like, be aware that you are like when you're being cautious of something, you say, okay, it's because the fire horse is tempting me. Like, so try to understand that place where you are at. And, to me, I would say do the opposite and do something bold. Like, step outside of that earth of you. and the metal rat is power networking year. Okay, so the metal rat is asking you to be like, if you get a networking opportunity, go for it if you're a metal here. Like, just do it. I love it. If you're a water rat, you have an intuitive advantage, so take advantage of that. Like, listen to that intuition that's showing up. If it's coming on strong, it's right. If you're a wood rat, you're going to build new systems boldly. Remember I said system upgrade? So this one, the wood rat is ready for the new systems. This is awesome. Okay. I'm sorry I had to cut this and put this edited, whatever. I don't know what's coming up next, but enjoy the rest of the reading. So the next thing is where you will rise. So here it says social influence and quick opportunities. I mean, everything is fast, and I already said that opportunities are coming in quick. So 100%. So if a quick opportunity shows up, what is your answer? Yes. Right? Have we learned this yet? And with all this collaboration, with this help that you are accepting and all this networking, it's normal that your influence is going to be great on a social level. So take advantage of that and say yes to that networking party. Say yes to that, colleagues are having a dinner. Say yes to that. I feel like that's going to help you. This coming together is actually a great thing for you in this fire horse year. And the fire horse is going to encourage this. It's going to try to get you in bigger spaces instead of your little cluttered space at home somewhere, right? I love it. The shadow that you're going to have to deal with in this fire horse year is overthinking. Right? So, and I laugh at it, but it's really not something to laugh at, because overthinking can bog you down. Overthinking is, whoa. It creates so many scenarios. When you start to, the thing is, in this moment, overthinking is pointless, right? At this point in moment in time, because everything is already thought out. Everything's already been done. So you just mulling it over in your mind and coming up with different scenarios and coming up with you're just playing with your ego. You're just you're in cahoots with your ego at this moment in time. And your ego's loving it, right? Because it's there to help you through all these moments. But it doesn't know that you're just, you're even using your ego at this moment in time, right? You're using it, you're manipulating the ego. Saying, yeah, give me more scenarios. And your soul is rolling its eyes and saying, wow, you don't trust us? Because it all comes down to that. Overthinkers don't trust themselves. They don't trust their instincts. Because you wouldn't be overthinking. You'd be just okay, whatever's going to happen happens. And this is all process, people. This is all process, but the fire horse is going to bring it up to the surface more and more for you. So check that out. It's going to be an interesting time. The change that you are coming to is, we already talked about this, move before doubt builds, right? So instead of even in the overthinking mode of yours, you're going to be in this place of that you're overthinker, right? So if you have to make a decision before the 100 episodes show up in your mind, just say yes right away. Say yes, and I'm going to deal with it later. No, I don't need you anymore, ego. Boom, it's shut down. Just, get excited about the yes. Get excited about this next step that's coming. Because you're obviously not alone, because the fire horse is going to be waiting to saddle you up to go. You have this, and you already have a strategic mind, so use it here. Use this to win the next chess game in a most creative way, in a way that is spontaneous, impulsive, instead of I already thought already 6 moves ahead. That's what the fire horse is showing up for you. It's going to be fun. Okay, so let's do this. 1 card for the rat. Oh. Wow. The temple. The temple is all going within. It's trusting the inner. Right? The temple's coming for you to say, hey, rat, whatever you're thinking in your mind, it's not going to work this year. The temple is all about you retracting, regressing a little bit, slowing down, moving inwards, not in the mind, moving into the heart, and finding a way to trust the heart when it speaks to you. Because if it's speaking in fear mode, or in victim mode, or in villain mode, or in savior mode, or however it's speaking, it's not your heart. Your heart doesn't speak anyways. It's a quiet. It's a yes and it's a no. And the rest is figure outable. That's the thing. And this is an interesting year for you, rat. You are going to be pushed to the edge a little bit. You're going to be pushed out of your comfort zone 1000%. But it's for you, right? It's for the greater rat in you. It's for the greater human experience. All right. This is where I leave you, rat. I love it. I love rats. Okay. Remember. Just remember, I think the message is get ready to saddle up and move and say yes to things, to adventures, to love, to everywhere. Money coming in, yes. Put your pride aside and go for it. You will. If you're a rat, you're a rat, right? You are a calculator. You're someone who thinks of ways, whatever. I'm not gonna change that for you. But I'm just telling you, this year is gonna be a little bit more reactive. You're going to have to do, the fire horse is gonna push you in a really good way and get you out there. All right, I leave you here. Check out the other animals if you wish, or check out my zodiac signs if you want to go there. I do private sessions as well if you want to explore more of what's coming up for you this year. All the links are down below. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.